we're going to talk about, you know, the last one on vacation, 5 reasons why we feel everyone should take a vacation, especially my business owners, my entrepreneurs on the line, why most people don't take vacations, as well as how to position yourself to take a really nice vacation. Okay, so we're going to touch on all of those bullet points. And so, of course, grab your pen, grab your paper if you can, and take some good notes, especially if you want to take a vacation sometime soon. Okay, if you want to take your family on a nice trip, then most definitely we want you to put that in the comments. Another thing, of course, if you can invite, we want you to invite whoever you feel can benefit, which should be everybody, right? Because you know there is a financial literacy or financial education twist to this video, okay? You should know that by now. That is our main thing, is we want everybody to be financially free, all right? That is our ultimate goal. So we want you to invite. We want you to tag. We want you to share this video more than anything. Share it to some of your favorite groups, okay? If you're in a women's group, or if you're in a travel group, or if you're, you know, in a business owner group, it is important for every single person to take a vacation, all right, to relax. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know we love taking vacations. I think it was last year, it may have been the year before. At the end of the year, I was just thinking back on the year, and I was like, oh my gosh, we went out of town literally every single month this year. There was something somewhere that we went every single month. And if you really know us, and if you've really been following us, you know that we take our children with us everywhere we go as well. So we took, you know, whether it was a business trip, whether it was a personal trip, it was a family trip. And we did that every single month for that particular year. It wasn't last year, so it had to be 2016 that we did all of that traveling. And it's one of the things that we really love to do. So whether we're going out of state, just to another state, whether we're going out of the country, or whether we're doing a staycation, does for us. But again, you have to be in position to do that in order for you to really take advantage of living life that way, okay? And that's one of the things that we really aspire to do. That's one of our goals, and it may not be a goal for everybody on the line. That may not be what you want to do. You may be fine with taking, you know, one trip per quarter. You may be fine with taking just one big trip per year. Everybody's different, but one of the things that we want to do is we want to be able to travel just nonstop all over the world, of course, with our family. That is our goal, and that is what we're working towards. That's what we're striving for, and that's what we do as often as we can.
Absolutely. I feel like it's a world out there for us to see, but if we never go out there and see it due to fear or limited capabilities or limited resources, then we never get to really truly enjoy life. I truly feel that you got to get out of the comforts of your particular area in order to see what life has to offer. And a lot of it ties into the list that we're going to give you. So really, as it relates to vacations, we say that these are 5 benefits or reasons why you should understand the power of vacation. But I like to say that vacations pay in 5 ways. So these are 5 ways that vacation can pay you, and not just on a monetary level, but just on an emotional level or just a mentality level, because of the power within it. I don't want to dive into the list, because the list is something you want to take note of, put it in the comments, and just apply it into your life and your understanding. And no matter how often you choose to travel, just do it. Whatever works best for you. Whether that's annually and you can get you one good one in per year, do it. Whether it's quarterly, whether it's twice a year, whether it's once every other year, however you see fit, just do it, because it's beneficial for 5 different ways. Many more, but we're just going to give you 5 different ways that vacations can be of benefit to you. So 5 ways that vacations pay. Let's get it.
All right. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this list, okay? 5 reasons, 5 benefits pretty much of why we feel everyone should take a vacation. So again, whether you're a business owner, you know, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or dad with 9-to-5 jobs, you're an entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, we feel like there's benefits for every single person to take a trip. Okay. Reason number one is, of course, it reduces your stress. Okay. It's good for your health. Go ahead and take that one away.
Absolutely. You see, when you travel, you automatically kind of release some of the burdens or some of the things that you're dwelling upon here in your local area. You know, it's a temporary escape from your current situation, but that doesn't keep it from being therapeutic. And what I mean is, a lot of times people are trapped in their current situation, whether it be their job, whether it be something they're dealing with at their household or with their immediate family. But the minute they book a trip, the minute they start looking forward to going to a different destination, they start to feel better. Then as they're packing those bags and they actually go and make the travel arrangement, whether you be flying or whether it be driving or however you plan to get to your destination, you automatically start feeling better because you're leaving all of the negativity behind you. All of the things that will kind of burden you, they get left behind. So you're temporarily escaping that moment, but it is very therapeutic, because anytime you can alleviate yourself from stress in any way for any amount of time, it is beneficial to you. So while you're on this trip, whether it's a 2-day travel, a week, 3 days, 4 days, it doesn't matter how long it is, you have a sense of bliss, a sense of clarity. You can think, and you feel different, and because of it, your body benefits. So you got to understand the power of getting out of your current scenario. You're not thinking about the to-do list. You're not thinking about the job and how the supervisor or the boss is stressing you out. You're not thinking about all of the duties that you have to do while you're typically at home, whether you're taking care of a loved one, whether you're taking care of, some type of elderly member, whatever the case may be. You kind of escaping that scenario just so you yourself can focus on living. That's therapeutic, and that is also increasing your health. So anytime you increase your health, you naturally increase your vibration. Anytime you increase your vibration, you naturally increase your wealth on all levels, not just money, but just how you feel emotionally as well. So vacations are therapeutic, which also make them healthy, and health is true wealth.
Yes, most definitely. Okay. And, have you ever heard or seen a documentary or something online or on TV where a person was diagnosed with a certain illness or a disease or cancer, and they're advised or recommended to travel to a certain place because they breathe differently, or, to a certain place that practices, like I saw literally an article just yesterday about how certain schools out of the country incorporate meditation instead of disciplining the children. Okay, so you never know how you can be healed, and how much your stress can be reduced, and how much better your health can be just by traveling. Okay, we've even been advised, certain areas out of the country, like, man, the air is just different.
Yeah.
It's a totally different way of breathing. So it's very important for you to just, really get a chance to experience that. Reason number 2 is, of course, it gives you inspiration as well as motivation. Okay, inspiration comes from within. Okay, motivation is an outside source. So I'll touch on the motivation portion of it. Can't even lie, you guys. When we go different places, I'm looking at the different buildings. I'm looking at the different types of cars that most of the people in that particular state or out of the country that they're driving. And of course, I'm motivated. It makes me want to, when I get back home and get back to my business, give my business the best, so that I can experience another vacation, so that I can have some of those fancy things that I've seen out of the country or out of state. So definitely you'll be motivated. Almost anywhere you go, I feel like you can be motivated. You want to touch on that?
Absolutely. And on another level, as it relates to being motivated, and I feel like that's still a bit of inspiration, because what it does is ignite internal fire within you. Anytime that internal fire within you is ignited and it causes you to want to, spring into doing better or doing bigger or stretching your vision on a whole nother level, that's inspiration. But another way that you can be inspired is sometimes when you travel to different countries or a third world country and you see that they may not be living a certain way, or you see how much they appreciate the dollar, $10, $20 goes so much further. You appreciate your scenario because they have it in a case that they're they're happy with a lot less than what you may be accustomed to. So you automatically feel as though, wow, you know, here it is, I'm complaining about making 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 or whatever at my job, and they live off of 12,000 a year. And the dollar goes a lot further there, so it inspires you to respect and appreciate what it is you currently have. You see, when you tap into that level of gratitude, that really increases your vibrations on another level to where you really attract even bigger and better things. So you can be inspired by certain lack or what we would consider to be lack in other areas, but if you also go to a thriving area where the energy is high, the buildings, and like she said, the events that are taking place, and people are just lively and happy, that can inspire you as well because of the association and you being able to just have a new lens of looking at things. And that kind of gets into the next one, or one of the next ones, but it just inspires you due to the fact that you're able to get a glimpse into someone else's life, and now that causes you to be inspired, or that internal fire, that internal pilot is lit, and now you spring forward to do whatever it is you want to do, so that your next experience as it relates to your vacations and travels are that much better. So you got to understand the inspiration that comes along with vacationing and giving you a new perspective, stretching that vision, expanding that vision, or just giving you a sense of gratitude for your current situation.
Yes, and you know, it reminds me of a conversation that I was having with somebody that I met online, okay, Miss Carter, here in Arkansas, and she was telling me that when she traveled upstate, I believe it was like New York, it was her first time being exposed to what was called a rent party.
Okay.
Where if they knew somebody was kind of struggling to pay their rent, the whole community will kind of come together and pitch in, and they will have a big party with offerings where people can, you know, the party was free, it had food and everything, and then there was jars where people could like donate and help that person to basically save their place. And of course she was motivated as well as inspired by that, because look at how other people in other states are giving back. I mean, something like that actually sounds fun, right?
Right, pulling together.
But you're pulling together as a community. So I thought that was really cool when she told me that. All right, you guys, if you are ready for number 3, we want you to go ahead and put a 3 in the comments, as well as we want you to share. You know, I don't see any hearts coming across the screen. We're talking about vacations here. So you should be excited just thinking about how we can help you to position yourself to take because again, there's going to be some financial education on the back end of this video. You have to be in position to take a vacation. And if anybody believes that you can, we believe that you can. All right. Number 3, the third reason why we feel everyone deserves a vacation is just for happiness. Y'all, when I know that we're going out of town, I'm just happy anyway. I'm packing my bags early. I'm thinking of everything I'm going to wear. You know, I'm a designer. I might make me something new depending on where we're going. Just the happiness, the energy around going to a new place, learning something new, doing something different. For one, you're just happy to do that. Another thing is, you should be happy to be financially stable enough to take a trip, you know, to be able to, and we're not the type of people, we don't suggest, and we'll get into this a little bit later, we don't suggest you go into debt in order to take a trip, okay? Again, you want to make sure you're in the position to do so, but there is a lot of happiness around just being able to take a trip.
I love it. See, this is what you got to understand, you know. Nobody really wants to live a rerun lifestyle.
Right.
Meaning that you know exactly what to expect. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to watch reruns and things you've already seen, but I guarantee you're looking forward to a new experience, even if it's something that you're watching for the first time. Our inner spirit is looking forward to some type of new experience, some type of newness. And if you think about watching something that you've already seen, which means you already know how the story is going to end, it might deter you from wanting to watch it. Your life is no different. So if you know exactly what comes along with going to work every day, you know, coming home, taking care of the kids, going to sleep, waking up, doing it all over again. Okay, thank God it's Friday, and now you do a little something on the weekend just to not look forward to Monday and do it all over and over and over again. That's a life lived called a rerun life. So you want to escape that rerun life and give your life new experiences, which lead to happiness. Anytime you try something new as it relates to food, or see something new, or hear even some new music, and it gives you those goosebumps, a good feeling, those things create happiness because of the new experience that's attached to it. Same goes for vacation, and same goes for traveling, because you're expecting, or you're looking forward to seeing something different, waking up to a different sunrise, waking up to a different view, waking up and going and trying new restaurants, trying something that's not the same as what you're accustomed to, getting outside of that box. So that's what you have to understand. Getting out of that rerun lifestyle to create a new experience leads to happiness. And not to say that you can't be happy in your own home, not to say that you're not happy doing the day in, day out type stuff, but new experiences are almost mandatory, because if you don't experience anything new, you don't have anything to connect to why you appreciate what you appreciate. And for example, if it wasn't for the rain, you wouldn't appreciate the sun. So you got to understand the ups and downs of certain things, and new experiences allow you to do just that. So that way, when you go and experience something new and you realize, wow, this is a little bit better than what I'm accustomed to, it stretches your vision and it makes you want to do it even more. So give your life new experiences, give your senses, all five senses, new experiences, from hearing to seeing to feeling, touch, and taste. Give that new experience to yourself. You deserve it, and that leads to happiness as well.
Yes, most definitely. So you guys, if you're ready for number 4, put a 4 in the comments. We also need a couple of hearts floating across the screen, and we want you to share this video. Okay, starts out fun, then we're gonna get tough on you. All right, we're gonna give you some things that you can do financially to position yourself to take a trip. And just speaking of trips, it reminds me of some of the things that we do before we're ready to take a trip. Okay, for one, we always research the place that we're going. We're looking for the different attractions, not just for us, even though we're fun, we're adventurous, but now, of course, we're looking for things for the kids to do as well. And before the kids, when we were married or when we were just dating, every time we took a trip, we would do all of this research on the front end and would literally have a list. I'm getting back to the point of, I want an itinerary when we go out of town, because I'm making a list of everything that we don't have back home, and that's where I want to go. I'm making a list of all of the restaurants. That's where I want to go. I want to go eat there, because if you're just visiting the same places that you have at home, you're not really exploring that new state. You're not really exploring that new city, that new country. All right. So it's all about adventure and exploring something new and getting out of your comfort zone. As we stated, I was nervous, y'all. I was nervous as heck to go to the Smoky Mountains, which we did in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I was trying to persuade him to stay longer. I'm like, look, we don't have to stay in this cabin. We can just go to a different one, or we can get a hotel, closer to the strip. It was so much fun. But again, getting out of your comfort zones, we explored a lot. Okay, so we saw a lot of new things, and ultimately it made us happy. Our kids are always happy. I mean, you can just tell. It's almost like the twins are different people when they're out of town. It's like you have to keep them out of town. They're different people. When we arrive at a hotel, they're excited. They're like jumping on the beds. And it's so crazy because they're so young. They're only 3. So you guys, you will get that joy. You will get that happiness by taking a trip. Number 4, let's go. You're open to new perspectives. Okay, you're open to new perspectives. So let me explain what I mean, because I did have a good example for this one. When you look at other cultures, when you look at what they're doing, how they get around on their day to day, you notice that a lot of the times it's way different from how things are at home. One of my examples is the city bus. Okay, we stayed in a certain part of, I believe it was California or Florida, where the area that we stay in Florida, which was close to the beach, it's like everybody rode the city bus. It was just like one of the most common things to do. Upstate, a lot of people ride the train, right? But here, we're like, the city bus. I didn't ride no city bus, right? So it's different perspectives. for other people, that's how they get around. The bus is common. In Tennessee, it was common for people to just hop on a trolley, and they parked their cars in a certain area, hopped on a trolley, and went downtown to all of the attractions. For was a little bit high, so it was a way for them to save money. But there were people that were actually from there taking the trolley. Like, that was in their list. There was a thing called the tramway, and we thought that this was really cool. It was like an air ride. It was almost, if you can imagine a trolley in the air on a line, right? It takes you to this area that was like a whole nother area. It was a strip mall right there, but we only got there by air. I don't know if you could drive. I think the distance may have been a little bit far when you think about going in the air, but it's just crazy seeing the different forms of transportation. And that's just one example. I know you got something else.
Yeah, I love that, because I mean, you have to heighten your perspectives. You can't just see things from your own lenses. Don't get me wrong, trust your perspectives, but when you see things from others perspectives, or you see based on the place that you're vacating to, now it heightens your perspectives, which stretches your vision. That's what perspective is all about. So like she said, certain people are accustomed to public transportation. Here in our city, it's almost like that's the low class thing, and I hate to call it low class. Most of the time, people who make, you know, lower than a certain amount of money who ride public transportation. In bigger cities, you may have millionaires who ride public transportation because that's the way to get around. And certain people don't even have driver's license in bigger cities because public transportation is the norm. So understanding those perspectives just gives you a new sight or vision for your own life, and maybe you want to adopt some of those ways, or maybe you want to stick to the ways, or you prefer the ways that you currently have. Sometimes you go out of town just to realize you love home. Sometimes you go out of town just to realize, you know, home could have more to offer. And once you see that, sometimes you can go out there and get an idea somewhere you travel to, and you're like, man, this would be nice in my city. And you can be that person that brings it to your city. But had you never expanded and created that new perspective, that new viewpoint, that new way of looking at things, then that would have never been introduced to your city. A lot of times the things that you moral or you kind of admire as it relates to new things that come to your city started with somebody taking a vacation. They got an idea, they got a hunch, or they saw something that was working somewhere else, and they just brought it here because they knew it could work in that particular area. That same person could then be you. So you have to understand that when you go places, look at it from a student standpoint, look at it from a perspective of, what can I adopt and bring back home? What can I, view differently that I can incorporate in my life and enhance it? Or, is it fine the way it is? So just expanding your perspective, looking at different ways that people live, whether it's their cultural, their habits, their way of eating, their way of, coming together as a community, whatever it is, figure out if it's something that can empower your life, or something that, you just want to shy away from and not deal with, and just respect the fact that this particular area performs or, lives in this manner. So find those areas that you can enhance that perspective. Once you enhance your perspective, figure out which ways benefit you or can benefit your area, apply them, and keep expanding, keep vacating.
Yes, most definitely. And of course, we like exploring the food.
Absolutely.
Right? Every time we go somewhere, you guys, we work that in extra money for food. Okay, because when we went to Mexico, we had to try real Mexican food. It was just like a part of the deal. Yeah. Let's see what's up. And it is a big difference, right? When you agree, it's definitely a difference in the food. All right, number 5, you guys, if you're ready for number 5, and then we're going to get into some solutions here. Number 5. Put a 5 in the comments. Let's get some shares going. I see the hearts coming across the screen. Hey, Delilah.
In the building.
All right. Number 5, you guys. Family time and or self-time. It's nothing like it. I'm telling you. And especially as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, a lot of the times we're so busy. We're on our phone all day long, whether that's in bed, whether we're in an office, even if you work a 9 to 5, okay? Because again, I'm talking to everybody. A lot of the times we are so consumed in work, business, or just getting the kids from one place to another, especially if you have kids who play sports, you know that it's non-stop, okay? It's good for you to just go somewhere and just woosah, okay? It is the best feeling, which is why a lot of the people love the beach. It is one of the most relaxing places. Even if you are just laying on the beach doing absolutely nothing, right? Just tanning. It is self-care, right? Self-care. And then, of course, you have that family time where you can put the phones away, put the computers away, and just woosah. Okay? One of the best feelings ever. What you got?
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You see, life is consists of the memories we create, the experiences we create, the value that we give. It's a combination of all of those things. So with that being said, if you understand, you know, how it helps you yourself, how it helps you, your family, it creates that experience that you can remember for a lifetime. It creates those memories that will outlive you, those stories that you can tell, those pictures that have 1,000 words embedded into one snapshot, those videos that you create, you know, all of those things represent an experience. And if you're not using your money in a way to create experiences, then you're just making and spending money, and you look up and you don't know what happened. But you will remember indeed those experiences you created, those memories you created. And even though, like, when we went out of town to Gatlinburg, it was a time where we considered to extend our stay for a little longer, but we decided, okay, we're going to go ahead and head back. We had enough fun. We may come back at a later date. But it was a time where we knew we were going to leave early because we had a decent amount of drive time. And I personally was thinking, okay, I can go to sleep early, and yeah, we'll wake up and we'll leave at a good time, and we'll travel on the road and, you know, have, you know, make it home at a decent time. Or since the kids are asleep, we can stay up and enjoy us, or enjoy the area a lot more, to create a more memorable experience, or just experience within itself. And sometimes you got to take a step back, like she said, and put away the devices and realize, look, the experiences you create are the things that you remember the most. If you don't create those experiences, then you live a life filled with regret, because you didn't experience the opportunities that you had the chance to experience, all because you were so tunnel vision focused on something that did not necessarily add value to your life, or did not necessarily give you the memory that you can reflect on. So understand that life is about the memories you create that you can reflect on, and the experiences you put yourself in that you can also look back yourself to different parts of the world, vacationing. Those are things that will expand your family, expand your children's vision, just because they're seeing things different than when you were growing up, and that takes them to a whole nother level, which enhances your generation. We're all about generational wealth, and memories is embedded in that generational wealth creation, because the exposure within itself. So that's that.
And you know what, it's crazy, because speaking of memories, you guys, you know, especially Marcus, y'all, he will go out of town and he will completely forget that his phone is there. I mean, I'm so serious. When we're working, his battery is always draining to where he has to keep it on the charger. But when we're out of town, his battery is good, like the entire trip. And I have a little bit more of a difficult time. For one, the Facebook memories. I love the Facebook memories. And I love how it pops up a year later reminding you, hey, you went here. Especially for our anniversary. Like, it popped up, you know, 2 years ago, you were on the beach. And then, you know, 1 year ago, you were here. Because every single year, we take a vacation for our anniversary. So, speaking of memories, it's crazy because, yes, I had my phone out. I was trying to share with y'all as much as possible since we let you guys in on deciding where we go. But it was so crazy that when we were in the cabin, okay, the view was so beautiful from the bed. Okay, from the bed, like literally the sun was waking you up and nature was waking you up. And it's just crazy because I could not get the perfect picture that explained where we were. You know, you know how a picture is worth 1,000 words, and you want somebody to look at a picture and say, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. What a beautiful place. But I could not get a picture that captured where we were and what we were doing and how beautiful the scenery, was. So I just kind of put up a post like, hey, have you ever tried to get a picture, but you couldn't really grasp anything? You guys, that's because you just have to live it. You just have to live in that moment. It's fun to have pictures. It's fun to have videos and things like that in your phone, which I love. I love having those memories, especially of the kids, because they grow so fast. But there are some times where you just cannot get a picture to explain what you're doing, and you just have to throw that phone aside and just soak it all in. And now in your mind, you have that picture. Every time you think of that place, that picture will pop back up in your head.
Absolutely.
Right? All right.
So give them a recap, and then we're going to tie it all together with some empowerment.
Recap real fast. 5 reasons why we feel everyone needs a vacation. Number 1 is reducing your stress and bettering your health. Number 2 gives you inspiration and motivation. Number 3 was happiness. Number 4, you're open to new perspectives. Okay, you have to be open to new perspectives. And number 5, of course, is the family time and or the self time. Okay, very important. Now here's a question for everybody that's hanging on to this video. What do you feel is the number 1 reason why most people cannot vacation, or don't vacation, or choose not to vacation? What is the number 1 reason why people aren't taking trips? And we know that some people take trips. A lot of our Facebook friends, they take trips, but majority of them do not. We ran into a young lady here in Arkansas. She was like, I wish I was on vacation with y'all. It looked so nice, like y'all had so much fun, which we did. But you guys, what is the number 1 reason why people aren't doing it? Leave a comment and let us know.
I'm sure we all know what it is.
And Delilah said because they ain't got no moolah. Exactly. The number 1 reason is money. Okay, money holds a lot of people back, and it's just crazy because when we help people with their financial goals, I'm always asking, what is it that you would like to accomplish financially? And of course, we hear everything: get out of debt, better our credit, save more, invest. And then I just throw out there, well, what about taking a trip? Is that in your top 5 financial goals, your top 10 financial goals? And a lot of times people respond with, well, it's been so long. That's kind of at the end of my list. And don't get me wrong, there are some things that you need to have in order before you take a trip. But money is holding people back from enjoying life, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. How can you position yourself to take a nice trip? Of course, you got to get the money up. But as Marcus says, you need to give your money direction. Take that one away.
Got to give it direction. You got to tell it what to do. Because otherwise, if you're not telling it what to do, it's obviously telling you what to do. And this is what I mean. If you're not able to take a vacation, then your money is telling you that you cannot take a vacation, because that's what you're basing your decision not to vacate on. Yeah. The lack of the money. So it's giving you direction. So do you want to take orders from money, or do you want to give orders to money so that you can live a fulfilled life? So it starts with giving your money some sense of direction. You got to understand that first and foremost. And it doesn't have to be this grand thing. It doesn't have to cost thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars in order to vacate. It could be a staycation, in an area that you can drive to, or it can be a flyaway trip. But giving your money direction allows you to understand, look, all right, a portion of my money is going to go towards saving, a portion of it is going to go towards debt, a portion of it is going to go towards investing, but a portion of this is going towards me creating a memory, creating an experience, going on this particular vacation. And I don't care how much you have to stash to the side, whether it's $50 a month or $100, however much you have to stash to the side. And once it reaches a certain amount, you find a vacation that you can go to that fits into that. And once you do, then you're able to start creating a habit of creating experiences and memories that are centered around vacation. And then when you have your antennas up and you're more looking for things that allow you to create that, you start realizing that vacationing doesn't have to be expensive. There are ways that you can save on, hotel stay or resorts or all-inclusive type deals. There are ways that you can accumulate points from different things that you may already be doing, whether it's swiping your debit card or credit card or whatever it is that you're already doing. They may accumulate points that can be applied towards your vacation. There are ways to get cash back. There are deals that are being ran, and not to just shout out different companies, but there are deals that are being ran on different coupon or Groupon type sites that allow you to vacate inexpensively. Yeah. There are also, companies that are running travels. I was looking, I didn't tell you, but today we received an email and it was a list of one-way flights for starting at $15, literally flying out of certain areas. And some of the areas like Little Rock, not all flights are round trip, or they don't have, some of our flights aren't just straight there. It's always a layover included for the most part, but we have certain areas. But some of the bigger cities, and you may be in one of those cities to where you can fly a lot of different spots from your area inexpensively, where they had some $15 flights flying it was a ton. It was at least $15 one-way flights. So you just do the math. You may end up paying a little more to come back, but you can travel inexpensively if you have your antennas up, if you're paying attention to it, if you are aware, and if you're giving your money direction, so that once you have this accumulated bucket of $1,000 and you're like, okay, now it's time to go ahead and book something. Now you can find something inexpensively, and you realize that you didn't even have to spend the whole amount that you gave to the vacation bucket, all because you gave yourself direction with your money. So you told your money what to do, and now you were more open to paying attention to the things that will allow you to travel or vacate the premises inexpensively. So understand giving yourself or your money direction, so it doesn't give you direction and keep you bound to your hometown forever.
Yes, most definitely. So you guys, we want you to put in the comments, give your money direction. Give your money direction. And of course, we want you to share this video, okay? Share it with some of the people that you want to travel with. Share it with some of your girlfriends, right? We heard about a girls trip earlier today. Right? Share this video, okay? Because of course, we want to motivate some people. We're not with any type of traveling company, like I said earlier, and we don't want those links in the comments, but we're just saying you have to live life. No one wants to just work. A lot of us, we like to say, or a lot of people, let me say that, they like to say, thank God it's Friday, right? But why? You ain't going nowhere? You know what I'm saying? Because so many people are living paycheck to paycheck. You can't even take a weekend trip. You remember when we posted that meme and we asked people, if you were to look at your bank account right now, where could you travel? And people were giving responses like, to the living room.
Really?
We were hearing all type of responses, you guys, and that's not life. It's really not. So you have to understand that this all boils down to personal financial success. 3 things that you can do. You can save. You can start paying off that debt. 3 things that you need to do, all of them. Start paying off your debt. Get on a good system of paying off that debt. Of course, it would be very beneficial for you to get a financial success membership that puts all of these things out there. And then 3rd, you need to invest in something that's going to yield you passive income. Okay, you need assets. You need that money coming in. Why? Because when you retire, you don't want to even then just sit at home. People used to look at retirement like, oh, that's my time to travel. Right. That's my time to live life. Not anymore. So many of our people are retiring and going right back into the workforce. Why? Because they don't have the money. So you have to have other things working for you, you guys, outside of a job. Passive income. So that even when you do retire, if you decide you want to take a trip, take a trip. If you decide you want to be gone for weeks at a time, go for weeks at a time. But you need to be in a good place financially in order to make that happen. Again, if you know anything about us, that's what we teach. We teach personal financial success. So once you get your membership started, you guys, if you decide, you know what, vacationing is at the top of my list, I do want to take me a good vacation, we're going to make you take a step back. Okay, look, you need to get this in order, you need more money coming in, let me show you how to do that. We'll do that for you, and then you can take a vacation, debt-free vacation at that. We're not telling you to swipe a debt credit card. We're not telling you to take out a loan. We're not telling you to borrow money in order to take a trip. Every time you take a trip, you should be able to do that debt-free.
I love it.
There's some issues financially, right?
I love it. I love it. It all ties back to giving your money direction. And our platform even takes it a step further. As you're putting your money into what we call the financial GPS system, it allows you to list the order of importance of the goals that you want to obtain or you want to accomplish. One of those things is going on vacation, because they understand the level that vacation plays in our lives and the power and the sense of serenity that we get from taking a vacation. So that's a part of you listing your list of priorities. And now you're giving your money that direction. Certain travel companies have even taken it to another level. And I'm not talking about like companies. I'm talking about like even places like Priceline, Expedia. They make it to where you can start doing payment plans to go towards your travel, to go towards your flights. So that way, instead of you giving yourself your money direction and you're just putting it into a separate bank account that you may dip into, you can literally give the money to the company that you'll be traveling through, and that money builds up right there, and now you already have the bucket in place. So give your money direction. Our platform shows you how to do that a lot seamlessly as you better your finances overall, because we focus on overall personal financial success, not just one-dimensional financial gains. You got anything before we close it out?
Whew, no, let's go ahead and close it out, you guys. We could talk about trips all day, but again, give your money direction to make it possible for you to take a vacation.
I love it. That's all we got. Of course, you know, we live in a world where we are conditioned for failure. And oftentimes we are programmed or fooled into mediocrity. So people find themselves living like peasants instead of the royalty that they were meant to be. But you see here, we are royalty. We see the king in you. We see that queen in you from start to finish. It's just time for you to take your seat on the throne, because this is where we uplift your character, your confidence, lead to your abundance and thriving empire. Take your seat on the throne. We are royalty. Salute.